Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast brought by Closers.io, where we explore the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Milan, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the strategies fueling future growth. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Sarah Kinlin, the founder of Pearl Performance Incorporated, where she serves as a leadership coach, professional speaker, and educator. With over 20 years at Johnson & Johnson in research and development, quality, and operations, including operations leadership in manufacturing, packaging, and warehousing, she now helps leaders balance grit and grace to move from overwhelmed to focused through her signature coaching programs. Her high energy storytelling captivates audiences in keynotes and workshops, drawing on real world experience to grow effective leaders. With that being said, Sarah, let me officially welcome you to Founders Future.
Thank you, Milan. I'm happy to be here.
It's great to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time. We're going to dive right into this. What I love to do with every single one of my guests is a bit of traveling back in time. So before even having this company, walk us through the journey, what it really looked like for you. What is it that you did before? And then eventually, what was the motivation for starting the business?
Yeah, thank you for that introduction. So as the introduction alluded to, I was a rule follower. I went to university. I was the first in my family to go to university, got a degree, got a husband, got a house, got kids, got the job, followed the corporate ladder, and one day got to where I thought I wanted to be, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. I was just checking all the boxes and I had no idea what Sarah Kinlin actually wanted to do. I knew what I was good at, but what did I want to do? And what actually happened is through the pandemic, I was leading a team, an operations team of 70 people, and they were essential. So they were all on site making Tylenol, which would serve people in COVID-19. And I was their manager. I wasn't essential. So from the comfort of my living room, I was homeschooling 3 kids while leading this huge team. And we had 3 priorities: safety, quality, delivery. And we delivered on all 3 of those priorities. And it was crazy and insane and the best time of my life professionally, but also personally, because I got a lot of time with my kids. And then at the end of that, I was ready for a promotion. And my boss said, "You're ready for promotion." And she was also ready for promotion. She got her promotion before me, and her successor did not want someone with 20 years of experience in the same plant. They wanted someone with fresh eyes. They wanted some sort of unicorn, perhaps. They didn't want me. And not only did they not want me, that job sat empty for 6 months. So
Oh,
imagine
wow.
that you have worked for 20 years for this company and given like the best of the best, and then to realize that you're just a number. And so that was a pivotal moment for me. I took a lateral move. I went from managing a huge team to having a team of 2 people and still getting paid the same. So that was great. I had so much time and I started discovering who I was. I started figuring out what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. And I started a company and here I am.
Beautiful. Yeah. What a pity looking at their perspective and like making those moves and those politics, but whatever works for them. But I'm glad to see that. I feel like whenever I talk to somebody who was a part of a corporate organization, for some reason, this is like mafia. Like if you join in, you never leave, right? So I'm always happy to see somebody who actually took the courage and you were like, okay, listen, Sarah, there is something more for you. So go. I love to see somebody that brave. Let's talk about where the journey got you overall. You said it yourself, you went through the process of discovery. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of adjusting and pivoting along the way. But let's talk about what the business looks like today. And my goal is to really get the listeners close to understand who it is exactly that you're trying to help right now, but also what are the core offerings that you have in place for your clients. Tell us all about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so when I started my business, I thought I would be a manufacturing consultant, helping people run their businesses more efficiently. I realized while I'm good at that is not what I wanted to do. I really want to help people. I want to help people get clarity, figure out what it is that makes them tick, what gets them excited to get out of bed every day. And so my company offers mindset and leadership coaching. I do keynote speaking as well. I host a lot of workshops. And I'm really taking my client from that overwhelmed and not sure about what they want to being super clear on what they want to getting out of bed excited every day. And we do that by developing grit and grace. So I'll talk a little about grit and grace. Grit is relentless pursuit of your goal. You're taking action every single day towards your goal. As too much grit can turn into hustle. On the other hand, grace is loving yourself. It's taking care of yourself. It's putting yourself first. And too much grace can perhaps lead to sitting on the couch watching Netflix all day. So having the right balance of grit and grace is really where the magic happens. You're taking action every day, but you're also taking care of yourself and putting yourself first. That's what I'm helping my clients do. You asked about my key offerings. I have a group coaching program as well as a one-on-one coaching program. And my key audience is anyone who's ready to start living their best damn life. So I've coached 19-year-old college students. I've coached 65-year-old men who are ready to retire and everything in between, because it really is for the person who's not clear on what they want next, but they're ready to make some changes and get after it.
I love this. Anybody who's ready to live their best damn life. That's catchy. I gotta give that to you. Now, I was looking through your website as I was preparing the introduction and your social media, everything. I already told myself, oh, okay, she knows who she's talking to. But at the same time, I see that you're basically balancing between both worlds, the B2C sector, where you work with all those individuals, but also the world of organizations and corporations on the side of B2B and really providing those keynotes, workshops, everything like that. I'm curious though, where does the passion lie? What do you prefer to do?
I love standing on a stage with a microphone in my hand. I just enjoy that. And so I don't love the process of doing a lot of outreach to get speaking gigs. So most of my speaking gigs have come to me, which has been amazing. And now in my third year, lots of repeat customers and lots of audience members hiring me now, which has been wonderful. So I love that part of the business. And I love the coaching. When it's just magical when I help someone set a goal and then I always ask them to read it back to me and they read it back to me and we both have like full body chills and tears and that's magic to me. Yeah.
So you love it all. I love that. Beautiful. Now, when you look at the client journeys, I'm also curious. Obviously, every professional in your industry has a different sort of method. They have different style, different structure for the offer. But what would you say is like the average duration of you really working with those individuals to make sure that you truly dive deep into everything and you set them up for success in the future?
Yeah. One of the things that's unique about my program is the client chooses the timeline. So the offering is for 7 weeks or 7 sessions with me, but they can book it every 2 weeks, every week, once a month, whatever works in their schedule. And I've had clients space that out over 7 months, and I've had clients do it in 10 weeks. It's really to their preference. And that way they're booking it when it works for them. It's on there. Of course, they get into my calendar, so it's on my schedule too, what works for me, but it's what works for them. They're not paying for something that they aren't using, and it's really flexible.
Yeah, I love it. Sarah, now I'm going to circle back to what I was just talking about the fact that you're balancing both the B2B and the B2C. Now, we all know that having a good client acquisition system in place is really the key to making this succeed. So I'm curious, what is happening on the front of marketing for you, and maybe specifically generating leads for yourself to make all of this even possible in the first place and having that ability to onboard new clients into your programs and keep impacting lives?
Yeah. Yeah, so the first client that I had actually was one of my employees who set a goal to become a social media manager. And her and I exited the corporate world together. I became a coach and she became a social media manager. So she has been managing my socials for me from the beginning, which has helped me show up consistently day after day. I think that's been a key lead generator for me. Now people are just finding me on Instagram and paying for my products, and it's amazing. It's taken time, of course, and consistency. It's not overnight. Every overnight success takes a lot of time. So that's been a key driver for me. And now I finally have a good sales funnel figured out where I'm offering master classes and workshops and things like that to get people into the funnel. And adding the group coaching program made coaching with me more accessible financially for some people. So that's been a great lead generator as well. And as I said, every time I speak on stage, there's a client in the audience, whether they're going to hire me for the next speaking gig or they're going to hire me for coaching.
Beautiful. When you refer to social media, though, I'm curious, is everything that you guys tried so far or implemented so far on the side or on organic? Or have you also dabbled into paid ads to create something more predictable, a little bit faster, perhaps, than organic growth? What is your
Yeah.
perspective on that?
Yeah, in the spring, we definitely dabbled with ads for specific events that I was hosting, and that worked well. I was hosting a couple full day retreats, and the ads made sure that we sold out. So that was definitely effective. But for the most part, we've gone organic, which is working. Yeah.
I love it. Aside from this girl, your ex-employee who's managing your social media, I'm also curious about like delegation and really growing the company in the future. Have you already started really building your internal teams, whether that's for marketing, sales, possibly other departments, or are you trying to intentionally keep it a little bit smaller and sustainable, or what is the idea there?
Yeah, the idea is definitely not to keep it small and sustainable. Sustainable, yes, but not small. That's why I named my company Pearl Performance. It's not Sarah Kinlin because I want it to have lots of employees in the future. And so far, every penny that I have earned in my business has been invested back into another woman in business, whether that be a photographer, a videographer, my social media manager, my personal trainer. So that's been an amazing part of my business is that I'm able to invest in other women in business, and I will continue to do that. So as I grow, currently looking for a graphic designer to help me with my next book, building the team
Exciting.
as I go. Yeah.
When is that going to be launched?
In 2026, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
My
Now,
first
so
was 2025, along the same timelines that this book is. So, yeah.
love it. Beautiful. Now, talking about 2026 and overall the future of the company, it's pretty clear that you have a lot of ambition. You want to create a sort of ecosystem that allows other people joining you, coming into the company, spreading the word, doing the work, especially talking about the next 12 months. What would you really say are the biggest goals, targets, revenue, milestones that you have set for yourself?
Yeah, I have a super fancy business plan, one pager. The people listening can't see it, but I have my base business, which is my coaching and speaking. Then I have four new pillars. So, a pillar for writing, which I am a writer. I've written two books now, and I really want to dedicate more time to writing and creating space for other writers to write. I have, this may sound strange because we haven't talked about this at all yet, but I have a hockey mindset coaching program that I've been offering for the past 3 years as well. So it's the same mindset program that I offer to adults, but geared to children who play girls hockey. So that's what the second book is about too, supporting that program and some amazing collaborations coming with some high level hockey players. So that's exciting. I'm working on my master's of leadership. That's the third pillar, studying leadership, understanding why what I do works, why, how I can be an even better leader, how I can support other leaders to grow. Studying that, and we'll wrap up with a research paper on women in sport, which I'm very excited about. And then the third thing, or the fourth thing, is community. So I have a collective, a local collective called the Glow Collective, where we meet and just network together, have lunch together, have colleagues, but it's all solopreneurs who are on their own. So it's nice to have colleagues and that community connection. So that's my plan for 2026, which is pretty exciting. In terms of dollars, I don't, it's limitless. Yeah, I could make $1 million next year. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, you're definitely keeping yourself busy though. Are you going to clone yourself by any chance?
The fun is in figuring it out. And one of the really cool things that all of my corporate training definitely taught me how to accomplish a lot of things in short order. I have a high capacity for doing things and I continue to expand my capacity. But since leaving corporate, my energy management has improved so dramatically that I can accomplish even more. It's insane. With resting, my foundation of my 2026 plan includes rest, it includes health, it includes time in nature, it includes time with my family. Like that's the most important thing to me. So it sounds like I'm doing a lot, but I'm doing it with flow and ease.
Good. Now that I know that you're going to actually sleep in 2026, I'm just feeling better about the plan. So that's good.
Yeah.
Now, Sarah, this is exciting though. I also want to ask you this question. We talk a lot about the AI and really the evolution in the world of technology. And I'm curious, is there any like a piece of technology that you implemented within your company recently and you could really call it a game changer for yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the things I implemented very early was the calendar manager. So I use Calendly. I don't know if you want me to give specific shout outs, but that has been a game changer for me. Like people just book into my calendar. It's so easy, right? You want to have, whether it's just to have a virtual coffee with me or whether it's to actually book a coaching session with me, it's all there and it's easy. So that was a game changer. I have a great CRM. I'm getting better and better at managing, using it for all my marketing emails and then managing each individual client within there. So continuing to learn more about that. It's funny because there's so many systems when you start, and everyone will tell you that you need a different one, but just pick what works for you and go with it, right? Yeah. And
Absolutely.
then my website, the website was one of the first things I did, and I did it on my own. I'm proud of that I learned how to do that. And then I update my website not daily, but weekly, probably. I'm in there making changes, and I love that I'm the one that's able to do that.
You're a hustler. I gotta
I'm
say,
not a
you're a hustler.
hustler, I promise.
In a good way, though. In a good
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Sarah, talking about the future, obviously, we could be talking about a lot of exciting stuff, but also let's talk about the not so good stuff. When you think about this kind of growth and scale, what would you say is going to become the biggest challenge to make it even happen?
What is the biggest challenge? Yeah, I think it's something that everyone struggles to do is asking for help, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And knowing who to trust, right? And who, like, yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to come back to the delegation, though, and also giving the reins away, letting
Yeah.
somebody else taking over, take the responsibility from you. But what do you think what is the philosophy that you have on this? Like, when is the right time to actually take the next step, hire somebody, let somebody help you out?
Yeah. Before you need it, for sure, right? Before you're ready.
Ideally.
Yeah. Before you're ready, because you'll never be ready. And I have a thing that if it seems very scary, that's probably the time to take the most action, like run towards the fear, because that's where the good stuff is.
I like that. I like that. Typically, at the end of the episodes, I also ask the guest to provide some advice, but I think this was it. This was it.
Yeah,
Like,
towards the fear, for
yeah,
sure.
run
Like
towards the
when
fear.
I have this little graphic, but like the intersection of fear and excitement, that is where the magic happens.
I love that. Sarah, at this point, I'm going to say you've been amazing. This has been a great conversation. I really want to say thank you for taking the time today, sharing the story with the audience and with me. And if anybody from the listeners would like to get in touch with you, perhaps one day even work with you, how to go about it.
Yeah, I love that. I'm on Instagram every day at Pearl Performance Inc. And I'm on LinkedIn. I'm the only Sarah Kinlin. Happen to be very lucky with my unique name, Sarah with an H, Kinlin. And same, my website is sarahkinlin.com.
As easy as that. SarahKinlin.com. Beautiful. Thank you again. It was a real pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Now, to our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you as well, make sure to subscribe to Founders Future on your favorite platform. And also, if you're a business owner, more specifically a consultant or a coach, or you have an agency and you're trying to scale the business and really enhance both your sales and marketing efforts, also visit closers.io, get in touch with our team, and discover how exactly we scaled our company from 0 to over 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing, and I'll see you on the next one.